Yugi's brand new cards actually challenge the creative norms that we've been used to for quite some time. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. Now, on nostalgia curtains pulled aside here, most modern era Yu-Gi-Oh sets are designed with the intent of the first 8 to 10 cards being input into the set as anime cards. Now, Yugi's cards actually, it's Dark Magician, Gaia, usually for Atem's cards, because, let's be honest here, Atem is usually the go-getter out here, usually did most of the cleanup, and little Yugi didn't really do much out here until, the end when he had to go kick Atem's butt and send him back to wherever whence he came from the time portal. Well, all things said and done, Yugi did have his own deck, which was Gandora, Silent Magician. Oh, he did beat Bakura in one episode. Yeah, that did happen. We did get the chance to see a lot of the Silent Magician stuff. Now, some of the most interesting things about all of these cards are, like most things, they're references to the Chasm of Time, to the TV show. And I think Konami's done a really good job with maintaining a lot of that feel, aka, making these cards, capture the spirit of the anime. And that's a really good thing out here because, the current block of cards is designed to get you back into the feel and celebrate what Yu-Gi-Oh! 25 years of this, I want to say crappy card game. But, we've all had our ups, we've all had our downs. Oh, absolutely. I love this game. All right. When I say it's crappy, it's massive sarcasm usually. It's just some days you're like, this is fantastic. So, what are these design challenges I'm talking about? Well, most things up to this point usually have already been confined to their own archetypes. Black Wings, the Duelist Nexus stuff out here. We had the beautiful Yusei Synchro power-ups. But this was the first time that we've had, instead of doing all these crazy retrain power-ups, well, they are retrained power-ups, but these archetypes didn't really have what I would say would be a home. Let's be honest here for a second. You love level monsters, all right? Silent Magician, level 3, level 5, level 7, but level monsters, unfortunately, were one of the bigger failures in Yu-Gi-Oh! Design history. All right, it was a cool concept that, I can, send, I destroyed your monster by battle. Now I can level it up during the end phase of this turn. And then, you have this cool, badass monster floating out here. But the designs didn't really stand the test time. And then we released a new Silent Magician and more Silent Swordman support. And we're like, well, hey, what if we challenge this by having them get level modification? Instead of making all these separate cards, we just add the level modification onto those. And then we come down to the current support line out here that we said, yes, we can take. This is honestly a good example of us learning from our field experiences throughout all the level monsters. And then we come down to this, we're like, all right, we're going to design an archetype, which, I don't know if you know this or not, but we don't technically have a card in the game that generically searches anything with golden or sarcophagus in its name, unless it's specifically named the card, which this is an interesting time because, we could search for gold sarcophagus and Seti's sarcophagus out here, and then what we've got going on for the Yugi sarcophagus. It'd be really cool if we could just have a searcher to interact with all of these different cards. All right. But there's that. So I just had to get that out of my way. All right. It boggles. I read that comment from somebody who was like, one of the biggest design flaws in this entire archetype is they don't have enough searchers, because most everything pre-existing up to this point usually has something that it could be involved with. But because we've stripped out and we've made our own archetype now, doesn't really feel like there's pre-existing support to kind of toggle on into that. So back on to the topic here, of, slapping together. Now that we've made everything into our own archetype, we can take everything that we learned from those level monsters, and now we have Silent Magician and Silent Swordsman out here with actual in support, good stuff, and the ability to have Card of Sanctity built into a spell card. Actually, I think it's very interesting that Konami has been challenging Card of Sanctity as well, because we did get the Slifer Trap card that had the ability to actually, that's right, both players could draw until they had 6 cards underneath a condition. Well, you are seeing yet again that they made a Silent Magician card that gives you the ability, when activated underneath certain conditions, the ability to draw 6 cards. They're pushing it, all right? I almost wonder if there's going to come a time that we could actually see, hear me out here, could see a Card of Sanctity actually printed in the actual physical trading card game to actually have the actual effect of it. Yeah, both players draw until they have 6 cards in their hand. Just imagine that. They've already pushed the bill on 2 cards. All right, what's stopping them from pushing this anymore? So, honestly, I want to call this archetype the wayward home of Yugi's monsters, because, most, even the gadgets found their way into this set as a searcher. I'm still insulted that the collective power of the 3 of them is weaker than green alone. Anybody else feel that way? I can't be the only one out here that looked at the card and was like, oh, that's really cool. All 3 of my old friends are together on a card. And it's like, this is awesome. And you're like, wait a minute. Why are you guys so weak? Like, what's going on here? Back in my day, Green Gadget was the biggest. All right, now they're all kind of weak. So, do I think that this is the end of Yugi's monsters? And what's going on out here with Legacy of Destruction and Kaiba? Well, to be fair, the Blue Eyes helm has got everything pretty much underneath the Eyes of Blue category. But to be fair, they could explore that a little bit more. We could see something out here similar to what we just did with Yugi, with the chained Blue Eyes. Bandai did some very interesting things with original Yugi. I don't know if you've seen the chained Blue Eyes that did in fact exist back in Bandai days. It's like a chain. It was like 4 Blue Eyes together on one card, and like the chain itself. But we've never released. I mean, we've done like Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate, from like the movies. But like, there's still more Bandai things to explore out here for the old stuff. So, kind of intrigued to see where they can head with that one. But back to the whole Yugi thing. It challenges the concept of things like we've been actually doing out here with, like, you notice how like Memento was all like these old LOB monsters that were all just kind of given a new home underneath the Memento helm. Now they have a really cool boss monster. Well, they took all of Yugi's monsters and they took the same idea, slapped them together, all gave them an interaction point with a sarcophagus search card, even gave Gandora some crazy new support and said, hey, you know what? This is it. This is how you are going to function at this point. And it honestly works out. I want to see more of this. I don't know how much more we could do. Logistically, Kaiba would have to be the next thing to explore. I almost have a feeling though, we've been picking every one of the main heroes or main power-up stuff, so adding Nistor support is, maybe not adding Nistor support. I wouldn't be surprised to see some Kotalker stuff coming down the pipeline here again. I know it feels like we just got Kotalker support, but I think this is just the beginning of this support. I don't think that Konami is done just yet with these 10 cards. I know that's a lot to say, but I wouldn't be surprised, since it is the 25th anniversary set that lines up with the date, I wouldn't be surprised to see something pretty special still remain in there. But we'll have to wait and see. So what do you think? Please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys.
Patrons! Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.